Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Kuri, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. So I was reading a post on Reddit, and it was a crazy post. Got me all twisted. And the guy was talking about how finally, after many years of talks and trying to get the ball rolling within their sexless relationship, his wife had gone internally, which is a beautiful thing, because I think we talk about this within reignited men, where we have to get the wife to look internally, because usually when there's a defensive mechanism, and you see this within this post, which was really good post, by the way. And what made it good is that he's talked about the sequence of events, and not only the sequence of events, but he talked about what he was trying to do within those sequence of events, and how she was responding and what she was doing within the sequence of events. So generally when you post like that, and if you're asking for help, post like that, because it gives the opportunity for somebody to look in, and then through that at least understand where you're coming from, and it gives a better opportunity for us to give you a more detailed answer. Usually saying, I've been sexless and it's shit. What do I do? I don't know what you need to do, because I don't know what you've done to contribute to it and what she's doing to contribute to it. So I thought this was a really good post, and this is why I'm replying in hopes that you might actually see this, or at least listen to this. So what he wanted to say, he said they had conversations over the period of time, and she'd suffered with some sort of mental health issues. And while she was suffering with those mental health issues, he had taken up more and more of the housework, including looking after the children, the homeschooling, and she still participates and does stuff as well within the house. But at the same time, she started speaking to him in a demeaning manner. So she was really disrespectful and really bad with how she was talking to him. So over a period of time, things have really got chaotic and toxic within the relationship. But he's stuck by her, and he's tried to work things through. And as they were talking about things and trying to figure out what's going on, she has come to a point where she started realizing that maybe she's got a problem, and she went internally and started looking internally what it is that's causing her not to feel seduction, what's not causing her to feel sexually aroused by husband. And this is a beautiful thing, and this is one of the things that is, I think, so much credit to her, because she's gone through this. You can clearly see that she's trying to work hard into fixing the relationship. So she started looking for it, and she remembers that she used to share a bedroom with her siblings and her parents. And what happened was that over a period of time, because they shared this one room, she would sleep on the floor and the parents were on the bed. Without the children already going to sleep, they would end up having sex. It's disgusting. So they would have sex, and it became very disgusting for this child. So this was now the first formation, or at least the first introduction to sex for this child. And with the child's brain, it would be really disgusting. It would be something that it just feels weird, and it formed what sex was for this child. So it's now took this negative association with it. So fast forward to the marriage, this started playing out within the relationship that, yes, I want to have sex, but after I have sex, I get this negative feeling afterwards. So she started trying to avoid the negative feeling afterwards, which then caused this sexless relationship. So now she's sort of had this self-discovery. She's going to therapy, and this guy started writing on the post like, "Oh, this is my mother-in-law was terrible for doing this or allowing this to happen, and now she's going for therapy. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and this is my opportunity to fix this." And at that point I thought, oh, he's so misguided, because while that is a big breakthrough that she's discovered, she's gone internally, looked internally, and now wants to resolve that. It is about 10% in order to rebuild the relationship from a sexless to sexual success. And I mean this because a large chunk of what's required to have a fulfilling sexual relationship is that there's somebody who's going to be passive and somebody who's going to be proactive within the relationship in terms of what's going to happen sexually. And the proactive part will fall solely on the man to take that's responsibility. Very rare times, few times, a woman takes the proactive approach, especially people that are, nymphomaniacs and so on. But most of the times, not in fact, majority of the time, the man will take a proactive approach, and this means that you're showing leadership. You're in charge of the seduction process, and all of this. What that means is that when I say seduction process, is that you're fun, you're playful, the ability to build anticipation and excitement within seduction. All of these are skills that you need to have in order to make things keep them going. So while she's getting coping mechanisms and getting better and healing from that trauma that she had, you have to be learning the skills so when she's ready, you can keep things going. Because I think a lot of people fall under the trap of she's got trauma, so if she heals the trauma, then our relationship is fixed. Unfortunately, that's not the case. You still have to show leadership. So when I say show leadership, she has to see your leadership so she can speak to you with respect. So if you find your partner not speaking to you with respect, she doesn't see your leadership. She doesn't trust your leadership. In fact, usually when she doesn't speak with respect, she sees you as a child. So some of you guys are spoken to as though you are children, and you allow that to happen. And again, that's one of those things that is very important, where you can set boundaries and say, no, I will not allow you to speak to me like that. I might be wrong in my behavior on how I've conducted myself, but it doesn't warrant you to speak to me the way you're speaking to me right now. Now, if this guy is not capable of doing this, and he's doing all the dishes and doing all the housework and looking after the children in order to have a favorable view from her, she might get healed and the sexless will still continue, because again, she's not going to get healed and then take this proactive approach towards seduction. She's always going to be passive, especially now that you know that she's gone through this. She's always going to take a passive role, because she's always going to be avoiding that pain that she felt. She's been avoiding it for so long. She's going to continue trying to avoid it for the rest of her life. She will have better coping mechanisms. So therefore, this way, things like building fun, anticipation comes into play, so she can feel safe around having sex. So she feels safe around it, and you are responsible for doing that. So again, this when I hear this constantly, in fact, I've heard it a few times where this guy goes, "Yes, we're going to therapy," and I'm thinking, "No, don't go to therapy." Because you're going to fuck things up. Because generally people take this, when they go to therapy, they take this as though, I'm putting up my relationship to be fixed. So it's almost like, in fact, this is how most people view therapy. Like, if you imagine your relationship as a vehicle, it's a car. Something breaks down in your car, you say, "Oh, my car is broken. I'm going to take it to a mechanic." You leave your car, go and have a cup of coffee or something, come back and your car is fixed. It is how most people view it. Like, I'm just going to go and give this therapy all this information, and then by giving this information, it's going to get fixed, and then we're going to live happily ever after. Never happens. I'm still yet to find, and again, even people that are both invested within the therapy, again, because usually when people go to therapy, one person is more invested than the other, and generally the person who is low libido is less invested in the therapy, because again, they don't see any problem with not having sex. So therefore, again, they feel forced to be here, so they're going to make it as difficult as possible for you. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is that when it comes to therapy, as an individual, it can be absolutely amazing. I went through therapy. It was incredible, changed my life. But what I discovered pretty quickly is that it was not healing I was going to get from therapy. It was just coping mechanisms, discovering what are the contributing traumas to my behavior and why I behave in certain ways. And that was the power, at least what I got from it. The strategies that I was given I've tried them, and a lot of them are just coping mechanisms, and the no healing is very, very difficult to go back to that 4-year-old or 5-year-old per self and tell them that it's okay and give them a reframe. And that's the person that you're trying to change. And again, it's completely impossible because now you've had a compounding effect with growth. So as you get older, you find a compounding effect of that, whatever thing that has traumatized you. So this is the reason why I was thinking, well, this guy is talking about her going to therapy, and he's viewing it as this, oh my God, this is going to fix our relationship eventually. Oh no, it's not going to fix the relationship. It will give a reframe of in terms of how she views sex, but she's still dependent on him to behave certain ways in order to build sexual comfort, to build sexual communication, and then by doing so, they can have a fulfilling sexual relationship, because she's going to take a passive approach, but he has to take a massive proactive approach in order to change things. So I thought hopefully this is insightful for you guys, and you can get you thinking about your own relationship and how you can start redefining, at least redoing things within how you do your redefining your roles within the relationship, and really seeing, because a lot of guys I speak to, and majority of you guys talk about that she never initiates, like she'll never initiate if she's coming from that frame of mind where there's something wrong with her feeling desire and feeling sex. She won't initiate, and they get caught up on she's not initiating or she's not giving me the signals. She's not going to give you signals. You have to be proactive and creating the environment that's going to create that safety for her to then at least give you those signals that you're looking for. So thank you very much, guys. Be speaking to you soon. Please share with somebody who needs this information. Please leave a comment or a review on whichever podcast platform you're speaking to. It helps us a lot. Helps us to help other men as well. So thank you very much, guys. Speak to you soon. Take care.